So, another video again. Apologies for brightness, it's a bit dull today. Is the Compaq Presario 1709 UK. I showed this the other video. It's actually a Radeon Express X200, or just a Radeon 200 in it. Didn't boot up the other day when I was going to do a video on it. Turns out my kettle lead's gone a bit dodgy. Just turn this around so we can get a look at its backside. Nothing too special. It is actually running an external PCI graphics card, a GeForce 71 GS I believe it is. It does have an install of Windows XP on it right now. Semi-junked install. Nothing too great, I suppose. I may, if I can get the chip on the cheap, I may upgrade it to an Athlon 64X2 4800 Plus. Now, some people may be saying, why upgrade it? Why? Nah. Well, my brother, like me, is actually still running some pretty old hardware. He's running on a generic Intel board or an MSI board, I forget. Pentium 4, 3 gig, hyper-threaded, socket 478, gig of RAM, IDE hard drives with a GeForce 7600 GT graphics card, AGP model though, which is going to be a bit of a pain if I do manage to get him to upgrade. But if I do get this upgraded, that's the 64X2 model, if I remember correctly, if I said right, which will mean it's dual core. It'll be 2.8 gigahertz. Is that the 4800 or is it 3? It'll be nigh on exactly the same, and it'll be a basic upgrade for him. You can also switch to serial a.k.a. hard drives. Sorry about the shaking. Just changing hands here. Yeah, there's not really anything installed, so much to say. Yes, it's currently running the Sempron 3000 Plus, which I believe is the max model Sempron. As daft as it sounds, I cannot remember much of the AMD stuff around after the socket 462s. Mainly because I didn't have much exposure to them. I mean, it's a nice little system. I don't know, I may just wipe it, list it on eBay as is. It does require optical drives again. The originals that it had were taken away. Well, they weren't taken away, I put them in the person's computer who gave me this, the one I was working on. They needed optical drives and they said, well, what if I put those in? Just pop that off. I haven't actually cleaned this out yet. That is one job I've still yet to fully do. Although in general operation it is fairly quiet. No surprise considering it's not drawing a lot of heat. And you never know, I may get a decent camera that has a better focal view than this. There is spare PCI ports, and I believe my brother is running a PCI card of some description, though I forget what. I mean, it's a smaller case, so if he did upgrade to it, he'd have a smaller machine as well. About the only thing he'd want put in would be a Sound Blaster Live graphics card, but no graphics card, sorry, Sound Blaster Live 1024 PCI sound card. But there's not really a need for them anymore as such. I mean, they are a card that we use the most, sort of thing. I have a few of them, to say the point, but with the onboard 5.1 surround sound and everything, for what we do, we're not, well, vinyl for life, but I'm no audiophile as the term goes, so I mean, I may just wipe the system right now, clean it out, get all this dust out of it, and slap Windows 7 on it. I'm not sure if it's DDR or DDR2 though, that's the thing, it is an old board. But if I put it on, sell it on eBay as is, this machine would make a perfect student machine. Like, primary school, secondary school, hell, they could use this machine for 5 or 6 years for office work and basic interneting. Especially if they upgraded the processor, you'd not notice any difference. And of course you could put in 2, 3, 4 gig of RAM in this thing, bigger hard drive. I mean, it's basic. It's got a basic card reader on it anyway, and a few USB ports and Firewire on the front. You know, all around, it's a good little system. I just don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I may switch this graphics card for the one in the silver machine I've got down here. That, if you remember from the other video, is something like an 84 or an 86 GT or GS. I can't remember. It's like bloody cars. They have Grand Supremes, Gran Torinos, whatever. But yes, that one seems bust. Now, although that's a downgrade, I am going to switch over to this silver one from my Blue Advent, which I've mentioned before, which is just sat there still. Simply because that machine is faster for what I want to do with it than my old machine, which can play all those just fine, but upgrading to it will mean a lot better. It's got a hell of a lot more kick in its processing since it's dual core 3.2. If the more observant people notice, there were 2 accounts on here. The thing she wanted me to do at first was to gain access to this account, which I've logged on as, because she only had access as another account. But as far as I'm aware, they were both administrators, or I enabled the other to be an administrator when I was fiddling with it before she says, well, you can just have it. Yeah, see, it's virtually exactly the same. So yeah, choices. I'm open to suggestions, but I'll probably still, may even just start cleaning it out now. And I'll set this video on upload to YouTube. And I'll probably leave the install as it is for now and move on to the silver one. So, any suggestions? More than welcome.